Hello, good evening, and
Hello.
welcome to an exciting episode of Isles of Lundr, a mini-series we're doing in support of Make-A-Wish International's Roll for Wishes campaign. Thank you, everyone, for coming in, hanging out, vibing with us tonight. I have around me some amazing players who are going to be hanging out and telling some great competitive stories. I say competitive because I'm going to have fun tormenting them. And you can help torment them by donating through the link to our Tiltify. For those tuning in, I know Tank's going to be dropping it in his. I've dropped it here in Twitch as well. Where you will be able to affect the game in real time. Every bit that's donated to the stream as you donate affects the game. You can help the players if you think they need it. They don't. And you can give them some extra dice, you can give them some extra damage, or if you think the game's not currently hard enough for them, you can give me some extra dice, some extra damage, to use against them to make their game more difficult. Of course, there's a couple other powerful things. For example, the opportunity to grant rare magical items, to grant not so rare magical items, or for $500, I'll let you pick one of them to just die.
Hey, I have one of my friends in chat. If you pay $500 and kill me, I will come over to your house and bake you a cake.
I'll help. It'll be a worse cake as a result, but I will help.
I will also help.
I will send you to your house, and we will all bake you a cake.
I'll send you a hammer.
There we go.
Myself for Canada, one way or another.
We send ourselves.
Yeah, so of course we have to start with the most important thing. Everybody hydrate. Everyone say hello to Moon. Hi, Moon.
Ah, Moon.
Hello.
Hi, Moon.
Hey, Moon. I saved a single gulp of water for you. The rest of it's gone already.
Neon, you know by now.
I hydrate so much.
I'm super prepared for Moon tonight because I'm like rocking like the tea and the juice.
So before
and a liter of water, so I'm good to go.
Make us all not thirsty, Moon. Gats, hello. Okay, so last time we left off, I know it was a week. I'd like to say thank you to my amazing players for giving me a week to not do a crappy Batman impression through an entire episode of D&D. We'll pick up where we left off, which was having just killed a dragon. When we last left you, our players had slayed a dragon who was believed to possibly be the cause of the events that were occurring, which is the sinking of the island of Lundr. Unfortunately for them, upon returning to the town and having slayed the dragon, it looks like things have sped up. Whereas you left the town and there was an almost lackadaisical air, like, it's okay. This is probably the worst possible thing that could happen, but we'll be okay. The calmness of it all has started to fade away, and it's being replaced by a really harsh and aggressive tension. Just a day ago, leaving town, you found yourself with people that were happily moving around and still going about their lives, but today the streets are much quieter. Where there are people, there is very hushed conversations and gatherings of things, and a topic that is discussed over and over and over again as you walk through and you can hear. They've drawn the lottery with a priority for women and children. The order of people who will leave the town on the relief ships that are coming has been decided. In theory, everyone gets to leave, just not all at once. Entering into the town, you find a couple of guards who are very quick to try your attention. And one of them kind of like shuffles up, and even the guards, people who are supposed to be defending the city, look uneasy. And they go, if it's not too much trouble, the mayor would like to see you.
We have things to tell the mayor, so lead the way.
Of course. And as you're kind of led through the town, there's people that are watching you. Some of them have this look of hope. You're adventurers. To the people here, they're used to seeing adventurers save the day. And they see you and they think to themselves, it's possible that these are going to be the people that help us, that save us, that stop this from happening. And out from the crowd, as you're walking through, Lilianas, the two little girls.
Oh no, you're gonna break my heart real quick, aren't you?
Oh, I'm,
All right.
Rush out. And Elis and Erica Oatwell, the daughters of Ulrich Oatwell, the baker, come out and they go, Lilianas, are you still coming for dinner tonight?
If time permits me, yes, of course, dear ones.
Yay. Mama's real scared, and Erica's playing with like her hair kind of like nervously, like there was a braid somebody's put it, and she's like quickly undoing it as she's going through.
I completely understand. I heard the draw was done. Are you guys on the ship?
Yes, we're gonna be on one of the first boats that's gonna be arriving here sometime early, either today or tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. I'll be sure no matter what to say goodbye to you today or tomorrow, okay?
Okay, we appreciate it.
And stop playing with your hair. Your mother did a lovely job with it.
Sorry. There's several of these similar interactions throughout. Fairly, people with animals are looking to you. Folks who have pets and livestock here on the island are kind of looking to you with a hope. But you also recognize when somebody who's going to have to put an animal down knows that there's a really good chance this is the end. And there's almost kind of this like silent hope of like, if it's going to happen, at least don't make it miserable. And it might not be them that has to do it, but they just hope with your connection that at the very least, as the unfortunate comes to pass, that hopefully at least things aren't the worst. Dune, you have in kids trying to find that moment of joy and happiness, you know, jumping to cling to your arms and like hug onto your feet and playing where they can. But whereas before parents would normally just kind of allow it to happen, you see them kind of almost like try and shuffle them off, and they're giving you this like, not we're sorry, but like, thank you for trying. Look.
It's no problem. We are all gonna make it through. I promise.
Oh no.
I mean, we just killed a dragon, and that is a story for itself. After everyone's safe, of course.
You should probably not be telling them this. Dragon was here to protect them. Maybe not tell
was not here to protect anyone.
We should go see the mayor.
eventually you're led up to the mayor. And as you're walking through Ion and led into the building, as you pass one of the temples, you feel eyes on you. Not real physical manifestation eyes as you're going, but something from that temple is watching you, staring into your soul and observing you.
I think Ion would, if he can get the kind of direction of where the eyes are at, stare back, but occasionally also glance down at his arm, just checking to see if it's doing anything funky.
You're led up. None of the pleasantries of the usual entry into the mayor's estate, where there's first a wait and time for you to be taken. You're led very quickly up to her office, and the doors are closed. She's not in there yet. You can see around the estate what was previously like a very well-kept and orderly place has effectively been turned into a war room. Tables have been dragged out. There's soldiers and guards milling about. People are attending to things. There's even a map of the city, and people have drawn lines on it where they're tracking the current height of the water at low tide. One of the things from the mayor's estate is you get a very good view of the harbor. You can see the ships as they're coming in. Currently, there's a small flotilla that's approaching, and there's more ships to come. Russ, you recognize one of the banners.
As what?
It's flown by... Hold on, I've got names.
Yeah, gotta search the notes.
I've got like several different sections. One of the flags being flown is first and foremost a nation flag. Below that is a personal banner. And you recognize this personal banner because the last time you saw it was as the ship that it was attached to sank to the bottom of the ocean.
You all would see Russ engage the flying boots and just kick off and dash in the direction of that.
Yep.
Guess he had to go somewhere in a hurry.
I guess what happened?
We'll start.
And then you would
wonder
hear
who it is.
You'd hear a little voice in your head as he casts message. It's like, I've got something to take care of. 40 years in the making.
Do you need help?
No.
All right.
We'll let the mayor know that you're alive. I should preface that, and also that we'll relay all the information that we got.
Let her know she'll have another ship soon.
Okay.
Isn't the ship already coming to help?
We'll check in with Russ shortly, but almost as quickly as he's departed, the mayor enters into her office and looks at the four of you still gathered here. And she kind of looks about, and she's like, I hope you have good news.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, we have great news. I am so excited. We found a bunch of really sick dragons, and I got to fight all of them, and we got to kill them. And it was so much fun.
you watch as she kind of like, there's like an eye twitch, and she goes, "That is why I sent you there." And she like walks to like one of the shelves in the back, and there's a book that's been opened, and she like places it, and she goes, "I've made a mistake." And you watch like her eye twitch again, as like this woman who's like normally a mask of composure and care is like coming undone. You can see like her hair is frazzled, the top button on her shirt isn't done up, but as you look, it's actually because she's done them up to the wrong buttons. Like she's trying to appear composed and careful, and she goes, "Lundr was built on the back of a very large dragon."
I'm sorry.
Oh no. Wait. Yes.
The island itself is an island, but the
Dragon Island.
the island itself, at according to myth, was built on the back of a dragon.
What type of dragon? I want you to prepare
Island
here.
dragon. Duh.
Thank you, sweet child.
It was what they
What's
call
the
a
age?
celestial dragon. Apparently, and this is fun that they don't teach anyone, there used to be a bunch of these, and nobody knows what happened to them, but Lundr was apparently one of them. I'm begging you that it didn't breathe radiance.
No.
Okay, so maybe it
I
wasn't
think it was acid.
the children of the dragon were on, which might be dead.
We might have another problem.
Okay?
As that happens, I'm gonna look at Ion and just like be like, sorry about this, and just like grabs his arm and shows like the spread of the curse to his arm.
Great! That's...
Yeah, I think we first saw it in animals. We saw it in the dragons. This confirms that it could be passed on to humanoids.
Okay. We're okay. We are fine. There's ships coming. We're going to get off the island. We're gonna get off the island, and everything will be okay. I need... On the other side of the island, it's a short walk. You just follow the edge. It's like maybe an hour. There's a fishing village that has long provided food, and they're very quaint people. I just need somebody to go tell them to come and evacuate. I'm sure they've got their ships, and they can help. We can use all the help we can get.
Should we be concerned then that I think Russ was going to fight one of the boats?
He said that he's bringing another ship.
No, look, as a person who has been steeped in rivalries and bloodlust and combat, you don't just see somebody, make a direct beeline towards them, and then go, "Don't worry, everyone, I'm gonna bring another thing." Like that's fighting words.
He definitely looked different. There wasn't his usual old man nonchalant. I think that was rage. That was hatred.
So we're Do we?
Sorry, I'm making super quick important note.
Oh no, absolutely.
Sorry. Horus was going to fight a boat, did you say?
I think a person on a boat. It doesn't make sense to fight a boat because boats don't have fighty things. I mean, they do, but not for individuals.
Okay. Did he say who?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to deal with that first. And you watch like she just like from her desk, it's like a full bottle of whiskey. No glass, no nothing. And she's just like
Can I have some of that?
No.
Can I have some of that?
If you stop him from damaging those boats and making people any more worried, I will give you everything in my private collection.
Bet. I'm out the door.
I think Lilianas is just like, oh dear God.
I think as our barbarian friend is rushing out, Ion has already like grabbed onto them with their non-corrupted hand because they already know if they grab onto him, they're just going to get carried.
Yeah.
It's just
Ion is effectively my cape now.
The most dramatic of capes. Before we go on, Aki Mokumi had a request for whoever can describe the best use for prestidigitation to get an uncommon magic item.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't use it that much, so
The best prank use of prestidigitation is to. Ooh, hold on.
oh no, I know who donated this, and I know what they're gonna use this against me later. My waifu.
What does exactly prestidigitation do?
A
Like
lot.
Yeah.
A small
Yeah.
magical
Oh my
effect within range.
Oh,
Certainly.
it alters something to like something.
Sensory, fire play, cleaner soil, minor sensation, magic mark, minor creation. Those types of things.
I don't know if anyone watches Oxventure Guild, but that immediately makes my favorite use of prestidigitation making rats spicy. Not like rats that are dead and you're going to eat or anything, just making rats spicy.
Spicy rat.
My first thought was
Decent.
Spicy rat. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah. Spicy rat.
But that's not even mine. So like
Yeah,
that-
no,
That's fair. The best prank use of prestidigitation is to when somebody's about to take a bite out of something, to use prestidigitation to unsoil the culinary tool they're using, therefore deleting the food, so they just bite down on fork.
I like that one. Oh,
I do like that a lot.
I like that one. Because I've done that where I'm not paying attention and I think I stab something with my fork and I bite it down and it's just metal.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's just metal because you
great.
unsoil the utensil, therefore removing the food from it.
ooh, imagine you're about to take a drink of something, like you've been working
Yeah.
hard all day.
Unsoiled, gone.
No drink, no liquid, nothing.
No drink, no liquid.
Hey, if you're trying to sober someone up real quickly and they have a drinking problem, you already drank it. What are you talking about? Just gaslight them.
Either that or it's magical whoopee cushion all the time.
Okay, so I drew 3 magical items. I think I'm gonna give this one to Neon. Unless anyone's got objections. Anyone else got a last minute entry?
The
No,
only
it's
thing I
too
could think
good.
of is like switching the labels on spell vials. Like you make the potion of invisibility, the potion of small, the potion of small, the potion of elasticity. Like you just playing games of guess which one? It's like Alice in Wonderland. Drink this. Oh, it's supposed to make me bigger. And now I'm missing an arm.
I'm gonna give it for the like food removal. That's
The food
I'm
removal
gonna
is pretty
I'm
good.
going to you. I know all of my magic casters have prestidigitation. I'm gonna do that to somebody now.
Oh, absolutely.
It might be Onyx. Onyx might do it to somebody. So be prepared
if
for
you
that.
Get a chance to eat.
Your three options are Potion of Growth,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sword of Vengeance,
Mm-hmm.
Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
Ooh. Ogre power's 19
Yeah,
strength,
your
right?
strength 19, yeah.
I will take the potion of growth.
Done.
Oh, no.
Add that to your
No.
inventory.
It just makes you one size bigger, right?
It's the spell enlarge for 1d4.
Beautiful.
Okay. Russ, you arrive at the docks with the ships. They're beached because there's no real use of the marina anymore. As the water's rising, the dock has disappeared beneath, so they've kind of like partially beached them with the plan to like pull themselves off and shove off and eventually move with gangplanks lowered to the sea. There's 5 ships currently and another 4 sitting out in the harbor area, waiting for their chance to kind of come on. Right now, what you see them doing is they're moving supplies. So it's about a 2-week journey via ship back to shore. So they're pulling as much supplies as they can while also still leaving room for space. These are merchant vessels. They're meant to be loaded heavy with gold or supplies and to be fat ships. So these are not great in terms of accommodations, but they'll do the job. Kind of the ship that's drawn your attention the most is the central one. It's flying the banner of the Carver family and is currently at this time, you can see that like while that one's flying the flag, the rest of the ships belong as part of his flotilla. It's all meant to be like one thing. He was the nearest merchant. He like dumped all of his goods at a warehouse and like set sail as quickly as possible for here. There's gaggle of crew milling about. They're moving stuff. There's townsfolk that are helping, and you can see what they've done is effectively they've established a small fortification. They've quickly kind of built a wall to like slowly funnel people through to kind of control as people are coming into the space. They can check who's coming through, what's going on, and I would hesitate to call what they've done warehouses, but they've created spaces where goods are being piled. They're kind of moving stuff into that space. They're piling up goods. They're moving along and they're kind of shuffling in. There's not the person you're immediately looking for present, though. You can't see them anywhere.
Russ would just be singularly focused on trying to locate that particular individual, that member of the Carver family at a distance up in the air, extremely focused and looking down.
Yeah, so as you're there, like people are kind of like looking up to you, and milling about. One of the things that draws your eye is there's they're kind of prepping a lot of the women and children that were first selected to go on the ships here to move on. You don't see him, but you do see his wife.
So this is as soon as he sees his wife, he will fly down to the ground and kind of try and disappear in the crowd and approach where she's at.
Yeah. Where she is, basically, she's kind of helping a lot of the women remain calm. You know, she's explaining what it's going to be like on the ship, what they have to expect. Many of these people if they came to the island, they came via portal. So for them, that network of portals, what they don't, who travels on ship, like that's only for merchant vessels, kind of thing. That's very much, or like the rich who want to show off their wealth will take a boat because it's fancy to take more time to get somewhere. So there's a lot of comforting. She's kind of going around and she's very gently explaining what's going on, she's not really paying attention to you per se. Or you know, the general crowd around that's there.
Now, he would try and make his way to be more obvious to see if she recognizes him.
Okay. Give me just a straight D100 roll. We're gonna roll the dice for a chance.
How do I roll?
Okay,
You got 4.
Like, you rolled it 3 or 4 times.
I'm
also,
sorry.
that last one, nice.
Sure.
Of course, dude.
I didn't have my chat box up, so I didn't know how many.
It's all good.
I was like, once, double click. I don't know. Did that work?
We had a 25, a 99, a 74, and then a 69.
And I'm a child.
Okay.
You see, there's a moment where she looks over to you, and there's like a, you know, when you see somebody out on the street and it reminds you of somebody, like you think to yourself, you see like a moment where she very carefully adjusts like the shawl she's wearing a little bit, and she seems a little uncomfortable, but ultimately is otherwise unsettled, and carries on about with what she's doing.
So maybe noticed who I was, but was unsettled by seeing me.
Yeah.
Now, would have I perceived if that was like scared or shock or?
Give me a perception check. Or actually, give me insight. Sorry, not perception. Give me insight.
Inside.
You can't really get a
blinded by
good tell.
Yeah.
You're definitely you're struggling to understand. Like there's a lot of feelings for this, especially considering the circumstances of how you last saw her.
I will approach.
What do you do when you approach? What does that look like? Walk me through kind of the steps here.
Kind of. It's kind of like you really want the interaction to go really well, so you're kind of hyper focused on doing all the right things, but it might not come off. Like you're trying to do too much, like kind of like dust off a horn, or kind of like fix the clothes and approach, and just he'll say, "Hello, my old friend."
She turns. She's kind of knelt down, having a conversation with a child, a little bit, and she turns around. You see a moment where like you watch several emotions kind of flash across her face in really quick order. There's confusion, probably the most notable one. Confusion quickly is replaced by concern, which turns to a bit of like a familiarity, but that familiarity is almost immediately replaced by fear. And she takes 2 steps back. She goes, "You're dead."
I thought so myself. But here I am.
How are you here? You can't. You can't be here.
I've been searching for you for 40 years.
I'd given up. If he sees you, he'll kill us both.
He can try. He tried before.
And you watch her grab a wedding ring, like it looks like a wedding band around her neck, and she kind of like fidgets with it.
He'll reach up and clasp her hand.
She goes to pull away, like immediately.
Don't be scared. It's actually me.
That's what scares me. You're dead. You went down with the ship. It killed so many men. It killed you, and it was our fault.
It saved me. It heard my call. I cried out for help, for it to stop, to feel the pain of the barnacles ripping the flesh from my back, my chest. Every bleeding moment felt like a century, and I cried out, and it answered. It sunk the ship.
You see her now look confused. This isn't how she remembers events going down. And you watch, she kind of like, it's this look of like, when you feel like you're remembering a memory wrong. And she touches her lips, and then her throat. And she takes another step back. And what was fear turns to some kind of like almost wild rage. That as soon as it's there, it fizzles. And she's just kind of like, I need to go. And she takes like another few steps back away from you.
He'll reach out and say, "Stop, wait. It'll be fine. It's going to be okay. I found you. He can't hurt you any longer."
She kind of touches the shoulder of one of the women, and she's like fully backing into the crowd of women and children at this point. Dune, at this point you arrive. This is what you arrive to. And Ion being dragged along.
Well, something's ruffled some feathers.
Are they? What do you think they were? Were they a thing?
I don't know. Were they? They must have been like you know when like people fight and they are fighting not against each other but to get what's that called? A team? I think they were a team.
Nah, it was something more.
What's more than being bound by blood and honor with a friend?
Oh.
Just kidding. I know sex exists.
Oh dear God.
Girl. You can't be scaring me like that. You can't.
The look on your face.
Should we try to help him, or you think he good? I think he got this.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think he's. We'll watch, and if things happen, we'll be there. While we're here, though, like let's get everyone on board. Like, it looks like we're moving people in. Let's help there.
Now, do I notice that? Like, is she acting different than how I know her?
No, it's definitely like her. It's the her you remember, of course, 40 years on. And very much, scared and confused and almost disoriented about everything that's kind of taken place in this exact moment.
Is the barnacle here?
Of course. Who do you think brought in the ships?
It's just like him, masquerading of the guise of good intentions just to make a quick buck.
Listen, you can't. You can't. These people will die. And I won't have more people die.
One captain will not make much of a difference.
We were young. And I don't think you understand it. And we were wrong. And I can't be a part of that.
I don't think you understand. You see, there is a hook in me. One that's been there for years. 40 years it has gained rust, and it's constantly tugging at me. Tied to that hook is a power that is beyond myself. And tied to that is the vengeance of what he took from me, from us. The way he treated you is not okay. The way he treats people is not okay. The world is better without him in it, and I have searched 40 years to rid the world of this festering parasite.
It can wait. When we're back on the mainland, and we're back on Ezoth, and everything is normal there, kill him. Hell, kill his entire crew. I don't care. These people don't deserve this.
You'll see his eyes get a little clearer, not as dark and stormy of familiarity. They clear a bit, and he says, "You know, your hair has only changed just slightly whiter than usual." I cling on to that memory of that last sight of you over the edge of the ship. I suppose it can wait another day. It's been 40 years.
What's 2 more weeks?
Well, I suppose. Then he just looks visibly torn because the woman who's tied him to staying alive is telling him what the thing that has also kept him alive is the promise of vengeance. So he's torn. But the reason that he is on this path of vengeance is for her, so he'll listen.
I'm just
I
gonna
think
go
it got
cry over there. just this close to tears stink.
I love Russ, by the way.
I think they figured it out, Ion.
He'll just kind of walk up unsure and just kind of kind of like a sharp, quick. You know when you tell yourself you can't have a donut, and then you're like, a donut
No.
gets too close, and it's just the right donut.
Damn
He
it.
goes in for like a very quick embrace, a hug that's waited 40 years, and the smell of the seawater mixed with the perfume that he knows oh so familiar of lilacs and mist water and the cedar planks on the ship just come rushing in, and you just see him kind of bob and shake as tears fill his eyes as he's reunited with the woman he's loved for 40 years and hasn't been able to see ever since he was dragged across the bottom of the ship for being caught for loving this woman.
She doesn't return the hug. She just kind of pats you on the back and goes, "Yeah, I missed you too." And then she just pulls away.
He'll just wipe the tears. Right.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
He'll turn and walk back to the group.
You good? We good?
Yeah.
Turns out the boats were coming here anyway, so everything's set.
So who was that?
Oh, hydrate.
That was Luna. Right. What are we supposed to do?
I mean, right now my task was to get you and bring you back to the mayor and keep you from causing mischief and havoc. Because I mean, you already. It can wait 2 more weeks. You got it. But we got to go back
Right.
to the mayor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get some cool alcohol that I haven't had before.
You take it slow with the alcohol. We're gonna take it slow.
Ion?
Just
Ion. It's not about getting drunk. It's about the flavor. Variety. It's the spice of life.
I am so concerned about what you are when you drink. But okay. Are you good?
I'm a blast. Let's go.
Okay. If he's good, okay. I mean, if he wants to wait 2 weeks, all right.
Let's go.
So me and Fairlee are just chilling at the office, right? We didn't go, so we're just like, so what do you make from all of this? This is some crazy stuff going on. Of all your travels, since you're the oldest one here, have you seen anything like this?
I mean, everything that's going on around us is a little unusual, but I don't know. I can't stop thinking about those dragons. Honestly, I think that maybe we need to give a little more information on that.
I will say this because you got hit directly by it, Fairlee. That was 100% radiant damage that you took.
Oh,
That's what I'm getting at. I need to be like, all right, look, the rest of the team, they may not have realized it, but being that I almost died, I feel like I am coming from a place where I can say that was very much radiant damage and a lot of it.
Oh, that is very much not good.
No, it's not ideal.
Miss Mayor?
She's like halfway through the bottle. She's like, "What?"
I'm afraid that the children were mistaken a little. See,
I wasn't there for the fight.
you weren't, and I was more up close and personal than the others were with some of that. And boy, oh boy, that's the most radiant damage I've ever taken in my life.
Oh, neat.
How fast can you get the boats here?
Well, I mean, there's 9 there, and they can each carry, about 2,500 to 5,000 people, depending on how much we cram them. There's 30,000 people on this island right now. You know? So like, in theory, we're good. If we can cram people on and we don't lose any boats.
So what you're saying is I should take a swing by my house and bring you some of the moonshine that I make out back.
Oh, that would
Because you're
be...
gonna need a bottle after that.
Hey, may I please have a bottle of that too, dear?
Well, there's lots to go around.
Okay, because I have a feeling we ain't getting on those boats till later.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's true.
yeah.
I'd
You-
like
you-
to make sure that everyone I care about gets on there before I do.
I agree with you.
I suppose it's as good a time as any. I rigged the lottery. We're last. We're going
kinda
down with
think
the
so.
island. So, like, I hope everyone else gets out.
I've had quite a few good years. I think I can make my peace with that if we save as many people as possible on the way down.
It's gonna take days to get everything organized, and we can't just like leave the ships at sea, because that's asking for trouble. So here's the thing. Lilianas,
Yes.
can you and Fairlee take your friends, who are hopefully not sinking a ship right now?
I will have.
Ion
major
strikes me as the
plans for
kind
them.
of person who would sink a ship to, like...
Ion's not in the best terms with any of us right now, so if he even touches the ship, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have words.
Oh, well, that's encouraging.
That's
And I
when we
hope-
go into.
And oh man, I hope Russ is... Oh, you said it was him that was mad. That could be more trouble.
Yeah,
Fishing village. Those people don't deserve to drown. And I would like it very much if we can make sure they got on their boats.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we will make sure to make haste there. So our party for sure will not be on the boats.
Not first. Like the last one, 100%. I got, like you will be leaving on a boat. We just got to make sure all the people get on the boats.
We might want to move whoever cannot get on a boat right away into a secure and also sanitized area. If this curse can be transferred, there might be a problem.
Oh. Yeah, that would definitely be an issue. And she's like, and she you know when you're like trying to act sober, like you've just drank most of a bottle of pretty strong liquor, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna sober myself up. And she's like, okay, what I need to happen is let's get the women and children onto the ships first, and then we'll get non-essential staff, keeping as much of the guard as we can, because... And she, like, you watch her, like, look over, and there's, like, another, like, map where she's been, like, hand-drawing lines on it. She's like, we've got, by my count, 4 days before we're underwater. And if everything runs smoothly and carefully, 4 days should be enough. We should be able to get everyone on, but we have to maintain order. Because if we don't, people are going to get panicked. And it's not a lot of people, but a panicked population is no better than a gaggle of animals. We need to keep things orderly and careful.
I'm gonna say no more drinking then, my dear.
I got a lot of wine to get through, and I'm going to be real with you. We've hit the point where me and my family's estate's going under, I'm just as important as any other person down there now. People aren't going to be looking to me. They're going to be looking to you. And I feel like my grandfather would be mad if I didn't at least open 2 or 3 more bottles.
Save me a glass. We're back, please.
If everything goes to the hells in a handbasket, I guarantee you I'll save you a whole bottle to sit on the beach as it gets further and further from shore.
We should probably go find the others.
The door opens and I bring the
Never
other in.
mind.
Well, that was great
Bye-bye.
entrance.
Please tell
We
me.
sunk a boat.
But no, wait.
Just
Just in the
kidding.
panic, just like what?
At least one ship sank, just not the one you all thought.
No.
We got Russ back.
Well, that much is good
So,
news.
what's going on?
We'll fill you in as we walk to the fisherman's village. As we're walking there, I think Lilianas is just gonna like slowly sneak to the back where Russ is, and just because notices like he ran off in a real hurry and be like, "You doing okay?"
Nope.
Yeah, that was a stupid question, wasn't it?
Yep.
Look, I haven't told the other two. They kind of look up to you more than me. Maybe Fairlee will tell them. We won't be on those ships until the last possible minute in 4 days.
As long as she makes it.
Who?
An old flame.
Ah. Well, hopefully you'll see her again.
You know, when you look forward to something for so long, you kind of have an idea of what something will be like, only to be hit with the harsh reality of what the world has become.
More than you know.
Yeah. And you'll see he's gripping his Warlock Tomb book. That is a ship's log that has the initials TC for Thomas Carver on the front. As we make our way.
The trip to the small fishing town is quiet. This path is used fairly frequently, and it's not a very far walk. It's about an hour if you're leisurely, half an hour if you make good time from the gates. While being a fishing village and mostly in tune with the small collections of fishing boats, gathering supplies and stuff, the village also kind of serves as a quiet little treat. There's a couple of villas and stuff that are built around, and normally it's a pretty relaxed place. This was always the idea. Leading up to this over the last few weeks, the fishing village has been doing a lot of work to like gather supplies and gather fish and get as much stuff ready to go as they can. It's a long journey back. They're filling their boats. They've got everything tied up. The goal was to tow their boats behind the larger ships to keep as much goods in line as they could. Fairly, as somebody in tune with nature, there's a sense druids get when things are wrong. As you kind of crest closer towards the town, it's not necessarily the sense of death or a sickness or anything. It's the complete lack of anything. The wind blows through the trees, and there's movement in the air, and That seems natural. And if that's all you were listening to was the sounds of birds or the sounds of the wind through the trees, you wouldn't really notice. There's no birds. There's no animals in the underbrush. There's not even the sensation of bumblebees in the area. It's just nothing.
Do I see or notice any signs that might tell me like whether they've like all kind of just naturally been dying off, although very, very fast, or if they've somehow like just disappeared, or
It's to steal a more nautical term, it's rats to a sinking ship is the sensation you get. The birds have fled the area. In fact, now that you're here and it's quieter and you're away, you notice they weren't even in town. It was masked by the eeriness of the air of town, of the people, of everything that was there, but there's like the sensation that everything has left if it could. It's just kind of gone.
and that's really since what happened in the cave and we came back and everything had kind of sped up.
Yeah.
Do I sense like any fauna at all, or
Nothing except for the plants.
okay? Okay. I mean that's immediately going to throw Fairlee off, absolutely, and kind of make her feel like some of what she reaches out to for her power, and also just to like steady herself as a person, not just as a druid, is kind of not there. And it's leaving her feeling a lot more uncertain than she has in probably like 50 years. So yeah, she's usually just like very solid, and she feels like the foundation that lets her be solid like that is crumbling. But if the animals are fleeing, then they're the ones who are most in tune with this island. If they're gone, then we need to be gone. And very quickly.
Reaching town, you find it abandoned. And not in the sense of like there's doors open and things. The people who left seem to very carefully leave. But it was very sudden, very quick. As you kind of walk through the much more simplified houses, we're talking a little more than straw huts, effectively, for in some cases, for these like cabanas and very basic living structures. You find that on top of that, it looks like people were going about their day and just stopped what they were doing where they were doing it. You find tools laying in the middle of the street. You find, if you look through windows, you can see food on tables. It's almost as if people just kind of vanished.
Are there like any signs at all of them leaving specifically? Do I see, like, if I'm paying attention, if I'm searching, do I see a lot of tracks headed in one direction, or can I kind of figure that out, or does it look like there are no traces?
Give me. I'll give you two options. I'll give you nature. I'll give you investigation. Both of them have different answers, but will give you similar kind of results.
Okay. You know what's really funny?
What's funny?
My 2024 character sheet that completely vanished.
No.
Is filled-
Oh wait, that's actually really good.
Everything's
Back now?
back.
That's encouraging.
So
So is mine.
Mine is
I'm
too.
at level 0
Wait,
with nothing on it.
Mine's
oh
my level.
no,
Mine's my high
mine is
level.
like everything is there, so I'm gonna roll with
That's
it.
funny.
I
All right,
like
go for it.
So we're gonna go with nature.
Oh my god, that's a great nature check.
So when you're looking around the town, you know, one of the things that comes with understanding animals, and people are an animal of sorts, is when they move in groups. It's a lot easier to follow them. A herd of gazelles is easier to track than a single deer through the bush, kind of thing. There's very clear signs that people orderly gathered themselves, whatever they were doing, stopped what they were doing, closed doors, and walked towards the ocean.
Okay. Towards the ocean, specifically where they're expecting ships to be, I hope.
Nope, towards where their fishing boats are, which are all
Okay.
still tied up.
Oh no.
As you're looking around trying to find this, you hear a shuffling. And a man comes into view. And he's disheveled. He's wearing just a pair of pants, and he's got this very, like, haunted look on his face. Basic, like, if you're like, I want you to draw me a human male from D&D, this is what you're looking at here. Brown hair, brown eyes, but almost naked and disheveled, and you notice as he's shuffling his feet, every once in a while, you can see what looks like little bits of blood as he's literally like wearing the bottoms of his feet off. He's shuffling so aggressively and kind of there, and he's looking around, and his movements are not human. They are a prey animal that thinks it's being hunted.
Hi, we're here to help.
He looks to you, and he like shuffles slowly away from you, and he's got like his hands up, and they're like claw-like in the way that he's holding them, and he's just kind of like hunched a little bit.
It's okay. I know a lot's going on. But the boats are here. Everyone's gonna be safe.
Hey, DM,
Yep,
can I cast Detect Thoughts on him?
you definitely can.
He needs to make a Wisdom 14 save.
Just short of a miracle, he's not making that.
Nat 20.
Yeah, right. He fails.
Okay. What is it? You sense the presence of thoughts within 30 feet of yourself that belong to creatures that know language or telepathic. You don't read thoughts, but you know that thinking creature is present. Read thoughts. Stop. Target one creature you can sense within 30 feet of you. You learn what is most on the target's mind right now. So that is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Very much in the same way of his appearance. It's he's looking for something. Something like is threatening him, and he's trying to find it, but his mind is muddled. In a very like sheer way. This is the kind of all-consuming panic that completely makes a person unable to really think as they're kind of going about. And he just kind of like, he's sitting there and he looks at you and goes, "Why?"
Well, it's the right thing to do. It's okay. We're with the mayor and the city and the town.
"Why?" And he kind of like gestures about.
What?
We don't know, but we're trying to figure it out.
What has happened here, sir?
There was a voice, and it said we would be okay, and then it screamed, and everyone, they just left.
And how did they leave?
They and he kind of like looks towards the ocean, and then he takes like visible steps back from it.
Did they take their boats? The fishing boats.
And he kind of like looks, and you watch him count. He starts like counting the boats, but he gets to like the end, and then he like repeats the action over and over and over again.
Sir, why don't you come with us? We'll take you to safety. I can look at your wounds.
Can I?
He starts to like back away from you again. Like he clearly doesn't trust you.
I can probe further into his thoughts too with detect thoughts.
Mhm.
On a failed save, you discern the target's reasoning, emotions, and something that looms large in its mind, such as worry, love, or hate. And essentially getting deeper into them. They have to make another wisdom save, essentially.
And he failed. Miserably, actually. As you start to like dive deeper into it, you hear a voice trying to soothe. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. Go into the water. And it's very like calm and composed, but it's pained. It's also not talking to him directly.
Cool.
It's to clarify more. It's a memory of it. Like he's replaying that memory over and over again. Whatever this was that talked to him had such an overbearing presence that it overwhelmed him. And it kind of like hard reset the civilized element of him.
What's his position to us? Is his back more towards the forest, or is his back towards the water?
He kind of like shuffles away from the water, but he never gets too far from it. You notice there's kind of like, and when you look, you can see from the trail of blood, he basically walks the same distance from the water, and you can effectively track where the water level rises by when he shuffles.
Russ will cast darkness on his boots and then approach the water.
Okay. I'm
gonna look at Dune and say,
Yep.
I don't think you need to grab him. I don't think.
Consider it done.
God, that was way too easy.
So are you just trying to like walk towards the water's edge, Russ?
Just investigate to see if there's anything wrong with the water or signs of anything.
Nope. as far as you can tell, it's just the ocean.
Could I? Okay, I'm gonna check my sheet right a second. Could I want to see if I have this spell actually saved. Detect protection from. Can I use detect good, evil, and good?
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to detect that because this is something's going on. So I'll cast it as a level 1.
See, make sure they haven't changed this on me.
I know they changed a lot for the
Yeah.
new rules.
How does Hallow work?
I believe Hallow is a section of ground where people cannot raise undead.
So yes. As you cast the spell here, Lilianas, you get kind of a wash of feeling. It's like the island itself, and a lot further out from it, is hallowed effectively.
Oh, great! Oh, that's not good.
Are there signs of footprints going into the water, or bodies, or?
Ooh, give me a perception check. It's got like a super low DC, but give me a perception check.
Goodness gracious.
I
do have devil's sight, so I can see through my own darkness.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
So there's, I will say, because Fairlee picked it up, like the footprints and a very clearly trampled path is like leads into the water. And from what you can tell, like while the waves are washing away the bit, like you can tell people like followed along into the water. It was kind of like everyone kind of congregated and then just walked into the water. But you can't see any bodies or anything.
See if I have detect magic. I don't think I do. I do not. Shoot.
While they're spell casting,
Oh no.
I am gonna run up on this guy, and I am going to unsling my maul and just non-lethal knock him out.
Okay, give me a roll for a hit.
Yeah, for sure. Be a 17.
Yep.
And I would like to just incapacitate him, because he seems like he is not having a good time and could possibly be a danger to himself and others.
Fair.
I would like to
hit for
just
11
to point out.
non-lethal bludgeoning.
You knock this man out, like as you go to swing, he turns and like he like brings his hand back like he's gonna fucking try and slap you one. And you just go bonk.
Yeah.
Whack-a-mole. We just passed 2,000 for donation.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hammer. Russ will stick his face into the water and see if he can hear any communications in any type of languages, or just see what's going on with his devil's sight and look around underwater. And I can breathe underwater too, so.
I just like thinking like an ostrich, like your feet are up, like with your flying boots, it's just like funk, like in the water.
I'm putting a long
He's
rest
doing
token
a
in.
reverse periscope with his feet in the water. Yeah, everyone gets a long rest token. That's cool.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Burn everything. Burn the spells.
Since One-Legged Knight, my beloved friend, pick a rare magic item. I'll let you pick one. Just pick anything from the D&D list, and we'll
Everyone
give that.
or just two?
No.
No, he picks it. He picks
yeah.
it.
Like a
Okay,
knight.
yeah.
I was saying we all pick one,
I was like,
guys. We're
"Sure."
stocking up.
We're
Or
stacked.
alternatively, if you want to come play in a one shot, you could just get one for like I'll play one for you for sure. We'll live stream it and everything, but if you want that, or by all means, you can pick 2 uncommon magic items. However you want to do it. I'll let you pick your rewards because I don't know if you selected a reward, and I can't see anything.
Also, a very rare magic item, says Logomancy Media in the Twitch chat.
Oh, very rare.
Maddie
That's
Bear, I love you.
What they do?
Gave the
What they
DM
do?
power word kill. No.
That's
yeah,
a
you-
$500 spell. So
If you wish to kill one of us, it will take $500. If you wish to kill
yeah,
us before
pick a rare magic item. Anything you want. I'll let you pick anything, John.
Oh wow, we just jumped a lot.
And
John, you pick because we love you, John.
John, do it. Do it now.
Pick
the item.
You do that.
Wow.
You know what? If there's enough explanations, we should just have people who
Get
can
to the
do
water
that
now.
impression. Just do the whole game. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Every single the DM.
Bag of
the players.
beans!
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Done.
no!
Done. So Russ, this is what happens as you reach your hand into the water to like see if you can sense any sorry, I'm laughing so hard. See if you can sense anything. You can't hear any language per se, but you have kind of in the back of your mind a whisper of tick tock. And as you go to pull your hand out, you feel something pressed into it, and you pull out what looks like a plain, regular bag, and it feels like there's something inside, maybe like a bunch of beans.
Okay.
Hold on, I have to roll. Give me 2 seconds.
Or are they activating now? Because we're
No,
gonna be in trouble. Okay. Just panic ensued real quickly.
Oh
Versus a bunch of legume.
It feels like there's about 9 beans in this bag.
Oh no.
That's a good amount of beans.
That's a dangerous amount of beans.
Are they big beans?
They're hard. They're hard beans. They're like
Are they kidney size?
they're
Actual kidney size.
about the size of a marble, I would say.
Are they trained to operate a naval vessel?
Do they have their forklift license?
Tell me about these beans.
Yes,
So-
the beans are in fact forklift certified.
Do I have a
Perfect.
feeling that
Yes.
my patron gave me these beans?
Yeah, I would say it's 100% it. Your patron gave you these beans. These forklift certified beans.
Odd gift. I will cast Identify on them. So I know exactly what type of beans they are.
Probably a good idea. Before Dune starts eating them.
Yes, that could be bad.
How did you know?
Patron
beans. All of a sudden, Dune in the background. Lilianas? No.
I'm full of tree ent now.
I'm just reading this list of
Get that
What
bad
could
stuff.
happen?
These
I
beans
just-
are a little crazy.
Yeah.
Dune suddenly becomes like a triangle shape as a pyramid grows entirely contained within her stomach.
Really quickly here, guys. It's just about 8:30. We have kind of we have a good opportunity here. Take a quick break. Because last week that we played, or I guess 2 weeks ago, we just played for 3 hours straight. And I don't know about you, but by the end of it, I needed to stretch my legs and get up. So we're gonna take a really quick second to take a break. We're going to stretch our legs, refill our water, because I feel like Moon is gonna keep us hydrated, and I'm definitely down a lot of water.
Beans? Beans?
Beans? You want some beans? You
Be
know
the best
what?
of beans?
We shall give you.
It was the best of beans. It was the worst of beans.
The plentiful beans.
Yeah, so we'll go take a quick break. When we come back, we'll deal with the consequences. I'll
Hydrate.
finish off my water to have a reason to refill it.
I'm empty, so I'll hydrate when I come back.
I'll chug the rest of my water, so.
This
Yeah.
is 32
And-
ounces. I ain't going nowhere.
While we're
Thank
on
you so much, One
break,
Good night.
Matt's going to pick out the very rare magic item, which I'm excited to see what he comes up with. Until then, we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes, give or take. We will see you all shortly.
Double.
And we're back.
Bro.
We return.
On our last departure here, some amazing people have made some events take place. So Horus, you are now holding a bag of magic beans, 9 magic beans to be specific. Surely nothing can go wrong with that.
Nope.
And then, did you guys choose which of those 3 very rare magic items you wanted to go with?
I think we're still debating because there's 2 items that we're debating with because
What is
I know
that?
Blackwell. It's on Discord. We have the Helm of Teleportation, the Belt of Giant Strength, Fire Giant to be specific, and Boots of Levitation.
I've got Boots of Flying, so I don't need it. Don't need Helm of Teleportation. Belt of Giant Strength does increase something?
It increases
your strength.
So
And
if we got
it's-
that one, it'd either go to Neon or go to me, probably. Or wait, Pixie, would that help you? The strength?
Not really.
No? Okay. And Blackwell wants the Helm of Teleportation.
Okay.
We could always just roll a D3 if there's a D3 out there, or D4. And
I mean, we
Or
just
flip a
D6 it
coin
and
if
half
it's-
the answer.
Yeah.
yeah.
If no one wants the boots, somebody can just flip. Or if we don't want the boots because we've already had those, we could just flip a coin.
We only get one of those 3 treasures.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
take
so,
the
like,
Helm of
the boots
Teleportation,
from me.
Black, or unless one of you guys want more strength than what you got.
Well, we just went down in
I'm
level,
set
so
for strength.
I'm sitting at a 16
Oh,
for Paladin. That's not the greatest.
And most
yeah.
of the magic items I have, I can't really do much with.
do a rollies then. Roll for it.
Roll for
Rollies, roll for it. Highest
Alright.
get the item. Straight D20.
Straight D20. Please, mouse, do not click it like 1,000 times. Okay, I got 12.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll on it. So
I will pass as well.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Round-
again!
Round 2.
Again.
We got a 12 as well. Alright.
Oh, 4 and 15.
Alright.
That's geek. That's yours.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you're gonna take the belt of fire giant strength.
Right now, I think we need 2 tanks on the field. If this whole island is a dragon, we need 2 tanks on the field.
No, that's fair.
Cool. Let's give it a go to see what happens. Yeah.
Nothing says we can't toss that belt back and forth as needed either.
That's true. That's true. What are you looking at? Don't hurt. Take this.
Okay. So in the town, you've now got an unconscious man.
Oh yeah. Wait, we knocked out a guy.
Oh yeah.
My head's in the
And-
water.
Carry him.
Yeah, Horus is standing there holding like a bag of beans in the water, which is a mood, really. We all want to be a man standing on the beach holding.
of beans.
Are they jelly beans?
No.
And an abandoned town where it appears like all of the people have just walked into the ocean. And for obvious reasons, Ion, you can no longer hear the thoughts of the man who's now unconscious.
Funny
Or
enough, he knew I
can
was.
you?
I mean, funny enough, I think the spell, because he also knew I was probing his mind. Like
Yeah.
once I did that, he canonically knew I was in his head. Let me go check. I don't think it says anything about him being unconscious, but until you shift
he
your attention
dreaming
away from the
about?
target's mind, the target can take an action. It does not say anything about him being unconscious.
Oh,
Is he
okay.
dreaming, David?
Yeah, he dreams of his family.
Cute. Shame he'll never see him again.
Oh gosh.
Just kidding.
Oh my! It's actually
We should get this
25.
guy to like a doctor of some sort.
Yeah, there's nothing really going on here. There's no one here at the moment. Well, I think it's good to say we can head back.
Not quite sure.
I think we need to look a little bit more. Them just walking into the ocean, just there's nothing. Especially if we're gonna head back, we gotta take the boats with us.
Well,
The fishing boats?
there is something, and Ion tells them about what he heard in the guy's memory. Like, yeah, what he heard in the guy's memory about hearing the voice saying that was going to be okay, all right, and then everything else after.
That's not great.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of creepy.
We yeah, that's really not good. And that begs the question. Is this the same person who is spreading the curse? Where'd they go once they hit the water? Like you didn't see any bodies down there, did you?
No bodies. Just footprints leading into the water.
Now, also keep in mind the water has raised since this event occurred. Slightly, but not.
That's awesome information.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be bodies.
Also, like, above board, wasn't that good of a perception check.
No.
I mean, I don't mean to be this person, but we can do fuck all for bodies right now. I'm gonna get this living guy some help.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on staying around this place. It's kind of boring. I'm coming with you, Dune.
Yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna go to the nearest like area where people are being organized to like get on ships or receive help or food or what have you, and just get them situated.
You were gonna say something, Pixie.
Oh yeah. Fairlee looks at Lilianas and is like, I mean, this whole island is sinking, and we're on the back of a dragon, and we're probably gonna die saving everyone else. How can anyone find that boring?
Lilianas just looks at me like, it looks at you in cause wait, isn't Russ with us as well? Like
Yeah.
Russ is saying, I'm gonna look at you two. The sensible ones. For some reason who just said, I'm bored, I'm off. I'm gonna look at you two and pretty much said, since 2 days ago, I've had a bad feeling. And after we killed the dragon, the feeling has gotten worse. I hate to say it, but right now with everything going on, it feels as though the ancients are abandoning this place.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way with, I mean, just nature in general. There's no animals here anymore. Like, it's never been this quiet. There's no birds and bees, and you know, that's kind of been the soundtrack to my life, and it's all fled. And I mean, birds especially, they know when to get out of town. So the birds leaving is a big sign.
We need to secure the boats. If anything, they can help get more people out beforehand. And then, like, before she speaks, she just looks at Russ and she's like, that was going to be a stupid question. Russ, you know sailing. What do we need to do to get the ships from point A to point B?
Well, you either have to man the ship or tie them higher up on shore because the water keeps rising, so that people can use them if they come across them.
All right. Do you think we could tie them all together? Would that be possible?
Yeah, that is definitely possible.
All right.
See if I've got anything.
I know my character does not have any thing.
Was that intentional there, Pixie?
I meant to just read it, but I can read it this way too.
Oh, okay.
Huge, or is that? Can I use grasping vine to try and secure or help secure a smaller boat?
I'd let you do it with that, yeah.
So yeah, I'd kind of like to find one that that we can, or that I can potentially just kind of pull in. So, I don't, not like an attack. I don't want to do any damage to it. I just want to grab onto it and pull it closer.
Yeah, I'd let you use them kind of in that. Give me a dexterity check.
Oh, sure.
Just kind of trying to figure out how well you do it.
Getting on the right sheet here. And ooh.
It's sloppy. It's not like your best work. You're definitely out of practice. But like,
yeah,
what is that?
I was gonna say the loss of a connection to nature. It's almost like instead of the normal, all of these vines just kind of shooting out across the ground and out of the ground and beautifully tangling around something. It's probably more like fewer big kind of kludgy, rough looking vines, maybe even looking a little diseased. But they're big and fat and they move kind of slowly. There's no elegance to them at all.
Yeah.
And I also look very, very concerned when that's what comes out.
Perfect. That's not a good sign. I can't see any of your character sheets anymore.
We automatically win.
I mean, I'm just gonna take your guys' word for it. There's a whole lot of trust going on here. But
Cool.
heading back to town, just kind of flipping on the other side while Fairlee's weaving kind of together this measure, and our other groups heading back towards town to bring this man some to help, because that's Ion and Dune again, right?
The Diana duo.
Yeah. Anything you guys talk about while you're going?
Now, I know that I don't know anything about sailing, but if combat's anything, big monster needs big sword. Ocean, very large. Fishing boat, not big.
Yeah, if we are you saying if we have to fight something on the boat, are you going to be okay?
No, I just Ocean. I think honestly, from the way Horus has talked about the ocean, and Yema as well, the way they talk about the ocean, it's kind of like a monster, and you need big monster needs big sword. Ocean is biggest monster.
Ocean
That's a huge, right? And so if you're gonna sail across the ocean, you'd need a big boat, right? A little boat, like a fishing boat, wouldn't last out in the ocean, right?
As someone who's been on boats more often than I would like, you would need like a ship, not just a boat, a ship. There are boats and ships
Yeah,
are two different
yeah.
things.
Right.
If we have something like little dingy things back over that way, they ain't making it. But if we have something great and big like that, we'll be okay. Or you can fly.
Or fly. Forgot about fly. Fly's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'll just swim.
All I'm thinking is, do you ever wonder why we're here?
I mean, if you could swim, that too, but you're gonna get exhausted.
Swim. Ah.
Eventually, you're gonna have to stop. Flying, well, you probably have to stop as well. But at least you get a little bit further, and you don't have to deal with the unsavory sea creatures.
What's that like? I've never flown before. I guess I did a little bit when I got to go when we were fighting the dragon, but that must be wonderful. Free flight like that, unburdened.
It is. I remember the first day I could spread my wings. I felt free. I did not. I flew from sunup to sundown. It was freeing. It was beautiful. I got hit in the face by a couple of pigeons, but that's expected. But dude, I never told you where I came from, did I?
No. You just kind of showed up and you were like, I will be God. And I was like, that's ambitious, but I'm here for it.
I mean, I am going to be a god. But you don't grow up with nothing and then turn around and find yourself with something and not want to have some fun.
Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah.
For lack of better words, I still don't have nothing. A god's what I got to be, to have something.
You have something. You are living. You are breathing. You are moving. And that is wonderful.
That's not enough.
No. You don't understand. It's everything. Every step, every moment, every breath you take is the chance, is opportunity. It's a blank page. And you get to write an entire story.
That's not enough. I understand that's enough for you, but for me, that's not enough. Especially when you start with nothing, with blank from zero, not a copper or silver in your pocket, starving on the street, day in, day out. The cold, the rain, the snow, the sleet, the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Waking and breathing, being alive is a challenge. Having something more will make that challenge a lot easier. But I'm happy that for you, it's working well for you.
I'm sorry that you're blind.
I think I see pretty well.
The guards are just up here. Hey, I've got an incapacitated guy.
Oh, that's where's the rest of the town?
He said something about a lot of them walking into the ocean. You might want to keep an eye on this guy.
And
I
Ion
don't think
just
he's
tells them,
fully aware.
Ion just tells the guards to like what he heard in the guy's mind. And yeah, I don't think we should go back over there. There's nothing really over there for us.
And you watch as they're like, they're clearly like disturbed by what you just said, but like their training and everything through all of this, they manage to keep their composure and they go, okay. And they take the guy from you and kind of like carry him towards a group of others. And you see people like prepping to take care of him. People rush forward to make sure he's okay.
Yeah. And before they like fully leave, I do look at them and I go, not a word to anyone. The last thing we need is disruption of calm.
You see them kind of like look towards the harbor, and you can see where like the wall that they put in to kind of like funnel people, they've been reinforcing it.
Mhm.
So like they're clearly prepping for exactly that kind of chaos, and they just kind of like, it's a slow nod of like, I understand, I respect it, and that's like, between two professionals, we're not going to say anything. Jumping back to our friends at the beach, did you guys stay there? Are you still looking around, or are you heading back as well?
Do one last investigation or something to see if we can find out what happened to all these people.
Yeah, I would like to do an investigation too, because them just disappearing, that is not good.
Yeah, give me 2 investigation checks.
Please roll high.
You know what? This is just Horus is heartbroken and just having a bad time.
He going through it. He was told to wait
Yeah.
2 weeks. He going through it.
He wants to smack something. So
Oh, so we both got that one. Okay, I'm good then. I was like, shoot.
all right, we go back. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yes.
flip
We
it back.
see nothing.
I'm just taking a real quick look at my options here.
You roll investigation. We get another that one we're not supposed to see.
You're not supposed to be here.
That's funny.
How, like, obviously there's, you know, the water's going to be kind of tempestuous right now with everything that's going on. Is it kind of impossible to look into the water and see anything?
You could look in. It's surprisingly clear, all things considered. Like it's definitely disturbed. Same way it would be with high tide, but it's still relatively clear, murky-ish, but definitely not too chaotic or anything.
Okay. I would like to, on all 3 of us, cast Water Walk.
Okay.
And I want to actually just kind of like walk out on the water where it's getting deeper and like be looking down underneath to see who or what I see.
I will follow, but I am in full plate mail, so hopefully,
You can come along with me if you want to. Don't worry, I gotcha. But you know, if you'd rather stay on land, that's totally fine too.
I will.
I'm fine with
follow
the
you.
water. Yeah, I'll go with you.
All right. Let's investigate a little further out onto the water then.
Give me another round of investigation checks. I'm gonna cross my fingers that
I can't do possibly. Oh my! I cannot do possibly worse. There's no.
Oh my
way.
god.
you have the worst luck today.
It's you know what? It's narrative driven. It's like it makes sense.
You didn't even get a kiss, man. Like you.
No, I got worse
Nothing.
than that. I
I
got
know
like
you got friend
like,
zoned real
yeah,
quickly.
let go of me.
He hit you with the Christian arm pat. I was like, oh, help.
All right, nat 20. That's fantastic.
Yay! For those who don't know, our beloved tank rolled a 4.
Yeah.
A 2, a 4, and a 1.
I don't think you've rolled above a 10 this entire.
No, wait. Yes, they did. 4 times for that roll 100.
That's it's making me pay.
What you're Lucy, we'll start with you. As we're Fairlee, you're still seeing your FAC ones. Fairlee, what you see looking down into the water is this kind of like it's the same sensation of like you don't see any fish. You don't see like this is a fishing village. You would expect fish around, and you don't see any fish. You don't see any signs of creatures. No crabs. No nothing. And as you're walking along, you can start to see the outlines in the water. Lilianas, you can clearly make out the outlines in the water. There's about 60 or 70 bodies in the water.
We got a problem.
What do you see?
60 bodies.
Oh, gosh.
They're this isn't right. This can't be real. This can't be.
How far down are they?
Danger.
They're not. How far down are they?
They're kind of like resting along the floor. So at deepest, maybe 20 feet from where you are right now.
All right. So 20 feet. They just walked out and drowned willingly.
And they're not floating.
Something's keeping it down.
Probably would ever let them walk right into the water without floating.
Do
Stay
we-
on them.
We're also on hollow land, which we need to get back to the mayor. This is something that we're gonna have to prepare for real quickly.
I think that's a good idea.
Because if they can do it to this, who says they can't say jump off the boat?
So
Very
let's head
true.
back to the mayor then and see what we can figure out.
As the two pass by, I think Lilianas would be like just like looking down and just do a quick prayer for the bodies that have passed before following suit.
So first things first, Lilianas,
No,
you're
no.
a paladin.
Yes.
You have a very good understanding of the gods,
Oh no.
and you feel as though your prayer goes unanswered.
Hmm.
Oh no.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
I said I think the gods have forsaken us, and
Fairly.
I think Lilianas, to be honest, would be pissed at that point.
It's a fair feeling. It's not even necessarily like it's unanswered. You've had unanswered prayers before. There's times where the gods can't do everything. This is like nothing's receiving it. Broadcasting on a radio channel and knowing no one hears you.
Yeah, I think spite's starting to creep up in her.
Fairly. Evens or odds.
Oh no.
Gosh. Odds.
There's a bit of a sense of unease that settles and comes, and as you're walking, something draws you to look back, and you watch as the fishing village collapses into the ocean.
Just like it all just like
Like it's like the ground beneath it gives out, and the like as you're leaving, you watch the fishing village just dragged into the sea.
I like reach out to grab Lilianas's arm, to, like steady myself, because like the ground is literally falling out from not too far away from under us. And oh no, that's how does the whole part of the island just, I understand the tide's coming in and the water's rising, but how does the island just fall into the ocean? How?
Lilianas is just like patting her back or just trying to be like some sort of comfort, even though she's freaking out as well at all of this.
If that
she's-
can happen, where's it going to happen next? And we might have even less time than we thought we did.
I agree. We need to find higher ground as soon as possible.
Let's run back and talk to the mayor as fast as we can.
We'll head back that direction as well, after assisting the guards with some immediate tasks that needed to be done.
As the five of you arrive at the mayor's estate, the town is tense. People talk. People chat and discuss. And you were headed to the fishing village. People knew you were headed to the fishing village. And it's just the five of you. And one person. You see them looking out to the ocean. They're looking for something. People are looking for the fishing boats. And not seeing them, there's an unease that's kind of creeping into the town. And as you're arriving at the mayor's estate, you feel it's a very light shudder through the ground beneath your feet. A very subtle earthquake. As it feels like the island itself is beginning to come apart. Things are uneasy inside the estate too. Whereas before, like, they had turned it into a war room, now they've, like, there's stuff pushed aside. You can tell there was a fight here at some point. People have very much been at each other's throats. There's tensions are high. And standing amongst it all is the mayor. Since you saw her last, she's put herself together. She's kind of had the shock and horror and chaos of all this and taken the time. And you can tell, like, I wouldn't say she's bathed, but somebody's dumped water over her. And she's
sobered her up. Yeah.
She's put herself back together, and she's trying hard to compose herself as she comes in, and she looks at you. And there's a moment of hope in her eyes. You watch this like, oh, thank God. And as you walk in, you see her eyes look around. And there's a slow dawning realization. And she goes, dead, alive, worse.
Less people to get on the boats.
Yeah, they're 60 dead. I found them in the water.
Okay. We'll work through the nights.
There's not going to be nights.
We'll get as many people on. I need you at the beach. I need you. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be chaos. Let's get as many of those people on there as we can. And we'll do what we can.
It's all we can do.
Hey, DM, can I
Yep.
make an insight check on her?
Yeah, for sure.
I can't help, but there's a strange suspicion that she's not telling us something. Something in me is like screaming, gnawing at my head that she's not saying something.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Where's my insight? Ugh. 12.
She's uneasy. There's definitely something she's not telling you, and you want to be a god. You want to know people in a way only gods can. And in that moment, you understand that this is a woman who's lying for the greater good and knows she's not leaving this island. There's more. There's more she's not saying. But that's a good glimpse into what she's feeling.
My brain is saying to detect thoughts, because, yeah, I'm gonna do detect thoughts. I'm gonna see what I can gain from that.
Okay. DC 14, correct?
Wisdom 14, yes.
Oh, that makes sense narratively. Yeah, she fails.
What's going through her mind? And just off principle, I'm probing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just...
There's not enough time. 30,000 people. Gangplanks are only so big. Earthquakes aren't a good sign. The water's rising. And there's nothing she can do. She has to understand. And you know, she knows, so you know. There is no way every single person leaves this island. There's enough space on those ships, sure. But there's no way to get those people on there. And there's no way to get the resources on there that is necessary in time. They're going to have to make a decision. And worst of all, at the rate the island is sinking, eventually it'll be enough to pull those ships under. Time's running out. They're going to have to leave people behind.
So, just to be sure, you want us to play bodyguards down by the beach when there is nothing we can feasibly do?
You can give people hope. It's false. It's fake. I know it. You all know it. But we either do it now, we save 2,500, 5,000, maybe 10,000 if we're lucky. Or we let them panic. We let them freak out. And maybe 100 people leave this island. Those ships burn. All it takes is one panicked person to knock over a lantern. You know this, and she points to Horus.
We need to get down there.
We need to get the children on the boats first. That is our main concern, I believe.
I agree that that's the best plan. The children and those who are best equipped to care for them.
At least
Builders,
one.
farmers, fishermen, people
one
that can
parent.
rebuild.
one parent at least per child.
I mean, as much as we can, but yeah, if we don't help, then even if we do help, we can't get everyone off. But more people are going to survive if we dig in and we help. We make this happen.
And where are they going again?
To the coast of Ezoth. It's a relatively untamed continent, but it's probably the safest place, and it's the closest.
So above table, how far is that? Like sea days?
It's about 2 weeks at sea.
All right.
So we just need more gangplanks, right?
It's not a matter of volume. You can only get so many people on a ship at a time. And the resources to make sure they make it, because it's fine to have people, but there's no food.
If we can figure out some way to load supplies on not from the gangplanks, maybe we could be doing that toward the back of the ship while people are boarding. Just
A lot of the crates will probably float. You could pull them aboard. I'm sure you could use the boats. Moon's gonna make us all really, really not thirsty.
That and our companion who's not here today is giving us water.
It's
with water walk and some smaller fishing boats that we could maybe pull. I don't know. I think it may be worth a try for a couple of folks to do that.
Let's do it then. Coordinate on the ground. I'm gonna stick amongst the folks. The people that are boarding right now are on the inside of the walls, and everyone else is to wait outside. We've opened up all the inns. Everything's kind of take it as you need it. It seems to be keeping people calm. There's bards playing music. I'll stay on that side. And do what I can. If you can coordinate from the other side and make sure my people make sure they can get somewhere safe.
Do everything we can.
And what about you?
I believe the saying is the captain goes down with the ship.
This is an island, silly.
Dune, there's help yourself to the wine cellar.
I will.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders.
Read.
So
We're
you're
wasting time. We need to get down there.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm heading down there. I know pretty much just to get the kids on there, but we have plans, right?
Yeah. I rigged the lottery. There's no point lying now. Mothers and children first.
Right.
so wait, what about us? Like the rest of us?
Well, if you're on that side of the wall and you think there's time, and you think it's time to go, I'm sure if you get on those ships and tell them to leave, they will.
There's nowhere in my good conscience that I could leave knowing that thousands will perish for it.
I'm here until the last moments, till the last breath of air in my lungs as we sink into the ocean. Get as much done as we can.
To whatever end, my friends.
The whole island going under. People are counting on us. Survival is low. Nah, I'm making it through this.
I can breathe
So
Everyone's
underwater.
making it
I'm
through
not.
this.
I can breathe underwater. We're okay.
any chance we could get a couple of sailors or fisherfolk who are used to hoisting stuff on board these ships to help us out?
I'll make sure Mr. Carver is aware that whatever you ask for, he's to make available.
All right.
Excellent. Because we're gonna need them to get up there on the boat and start hauling stuff up.
I'm sure much of the warehouse hands will be available to help as well. Whatever you need to move supplies. I guess my only ask is we lie for a little bit longer.
Of course.
Let's get moving.
Everyone's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Shall we?
And as you
I've got things
leave,
to lift.
as you leave her office, there's kind of a moment where she's silhouetted in the setting sun, with the windows behind her in the room. When you were last here, it was a model of careful precision and practice. And at this exact moment, the only thing in that room that's organized seems to be her. Down on the beach, people seem to understand kind of the system. What the guards have set up is there's now doors on the space, and what they're doing is they're opening the doors, they're calling a list of names, and they're moving people, and they're kind of organizing them into groups. On the beachfront, the space they've set up, there's I would say probably about 3,000 people standing around that are kind of organized into small camps, and they're arranged to which ship they're supposed to go to, and they're kind of like opening and closing these doors, but it's fairly simple. There's makeshift towers the guards can kind of look out. They're using that to talk and shout and ask for stuff. There's sailors moving about. There's crews moving about. There's people moving stuff up the gangways. They're taking some of the kids on, and at first, like, it looks kind of like oh yeah, we're just gonna show you like around the ship so you're comfortable behind. And as they kind of like move up, you can see like it's very clearly we're getting them on the ship now, so they're out of the way. So most of the people that are actually milling about are adults that are there. It's uneasy. There's a tension that hangs there, but it's moving efficiently enough and smoothly enough that nobody really seems to be concerned or aggressive or upset. There's small bickerings that are happening. People with tensions are high. There's this feeling that fills the space of people wanting to push back against the inevitability of their world. But at the moment, for this moment right now, there's kind of a calmness that's settled into it as well, as people seem assured that assuredly things are going to work out. And as the five of you walk through and are with the people here, it seems to kind of pick up. And a couple of the bards instinctively sing songs about the little bits of you that's known. Praise and enjoy your victories, and seems to put people at ease.
You're gonna have to add another song to your repertoire. The one about how the five of us get everyone off this island.
Lilianas, my God, I'm drawing a blank and I shouldn't be. They've been such a critical point. The Oatwells.
I know you're gonna make me cry. I know you are. All right, yeah, let's go.
As you guys are approaching the beach, the two little girls run up and they hug you. And there's a sailor standing near the front of the gangplank. And he's watching kind of cautiously with a group of children moving up. one of the ships, the central ship actually, that they're on, and they hug and they go, "We're sorry we can't do dinner tonight, but you're gonna come on our ship, right? And then we'll hang out all the way to our new home."
Not this round, sweetie. I have to wait and make sure all the other people get on the ship. But when the ship comes back, I'll make sure to get on it. Okay?
Of course, and it'll be really cool to like spend the next 2 weeks with you. It's been really great to get to know you. And my dad's on the other side, and so when he comes through, I need you to make sure he gets on our ship so he's with us, okay?
I'll do my best, sweetheart.
Okay. And they give you like a really big hug, and then they go with the sailor, who gives you this look of like tired admiration. And he kind of nods to you in the way that only a man who's experienced situations of true direness can, and understand the situation that's at foot, as he leads these children up the gangway, and you can hear them. He's got a couple of the guys singing, and
Before they leave, I think Lilianas is actually gonna run up to one of the girls and take off her pendant and put it on her neck.
okay. Russ,
Can you keep this safe for me, sweetheart?
of course, but I'm gonna give it back to you when you get on, okay?
Okay.
Russ, he's here. He's barking orders. He's yelling to people. He's on the bow of his ship. And for a moment, you see him look over the edge, and he locks eyes with you. And
What do I read on his face?
There's a quiet determination. You watch him straighten his coat. You watch him stiffen up, and he comes down the gangway. It's a slow, deliberate walk. It's careful. It's measured. It's purposeful. To an outside observer, it's the look of somebody who is coming down to like have a business conversation.
Hydrate, everyone.
To you, this is a man you've recognized be the worst of the worst. 40 years ago, this man dragged you across the coral reef as punishment for loving his wife. He recognizes it's 40 years and that you're still alive and that what happened that day is burned into his memory. This is the quiet confidence of a man who knows there's a very good chance he dies now. But he would rather settle this now than risk anything else. He comes to stand about 10 feet from you, unclips a crossbow from his belt, tosses it into the sand, and goes, "Horus?"
Tom.
No point in letting this fester. You do what you gotta do.
You've been elusive these past 40 years.
I've been busy. I've had sins to atone for.
You have a way with words. I know they have no meaning, just like they didn't all that time ago. I have pictured this moment every night in my nightmares and in my dreams. But for you, you have a little bit longer to think of what will happen to you when I see you again.
So be it. And he bows. One last sin then. And then he like heads towards the gangway back towards his ship.
You would see Horus's hand clutching that tomb as frost gathers around it and his eyes go a deep black as he turns and walks back to where he's needed.
Dune, some of the children have gathered around you, waiting for their turn to board their respective ships. And they're kind of laughing, and they're asking you to tell them stories.
Neon, you're muted.
I had to blow my nose. I'm muted to do that. I do. I tell them stories. I keep them entertained until sailors are able to come and like escort the kids off to the proper boats. And there is not an ounce of anything beyond jubilance and joy allowed in the space. Not necessarily allowed in the space around Dune, but the way paladins have an aura that settles, there is a space around Dune where the world doesn't matter for a brief moment. For a brief moment, the only thing that matters is the fact that the hero can kill the monster and save the princess, and everyone gets to go home.
Ion, you've glimpsed divinity. Not a temple, not a church, not your own self-righteous ambition. You saw the forging of a god, 2 gods, in real time. You've sensed what that true definition of power feels like. There's good and bad that comes with that. You've already suffered the bad. The human mind is not meant to engage, or anyone's mind is not particularly meant to engage in that kind of raw engagement. Clerics and priests and paladins only ever skirt the edge of what you've had an opportunity to witness. And you've come out the other side. There's a moment where you feel a tiredness seep into your body for just a brief second. The very tug of a reality you can't understand. The curse, the edges of what was done tingles as you feel an interaction on a celestial scale as the ground beneath you begins to shake slightly. And you feel as though somebody is attempting to hold something in place just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. And as your eyes drift up towards the mountain, you watch as it begins to kind of fall away a little bit. As you watch, like, landsliding elements, and you see what looks to be like a tower carved from the stone of the world itself. It seems to be there. It's, if you focus really, really hard, you can see it. And as you look at it, it's a truly, like, masterly crafted thing that you can see. And you feel in the very core of your essence something is driving what this tower deeper and deeper into the mountain. And as the mountain begins to crack and fade away, it becomes more apparent this tower that's there is made of some other kind of otherworldly stone. And you feel this wave of divinity and energy beyond most's comprehension.
Can I do something?
Go for it.
I'm a cast fly on myself, and he's gonna back away slowly. I'm assuming no one's really seeing him from the party.
Yeah.
He's gonna fly off to the tower.
I need you to give me a D100 roll.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. 65.
As you begin to fly, there's a knowing. At first, you feel kind of like a deep kind of like presence. And you find yourself sitting in a well-appointed room. Looks like somebody's personal study of some kind. A large collection of personal resources, books and stuff like that. And you find a man who's standing there, and he turns to look at you, and he goes, "What do you think you're doing?"
What does he look like?
Fairly generic human. Pale skin, hair that, depending on the light that's catching it, it might be brown, it might be blonde, streaked with gray. His eyes are worn and tired in a very deep green. He looks older and younger than he is at the same time. Like, that's something about him looks like he's aged well beyond his years. He's wearing a plain white shirt, partially unbuttoned. It looks like he was working on something. His sleeves are rolled up. He's wearing plain trousers. Everything about it is nice, but it's the kind of nice that truly well-to-do people would wear. It's composed and careful without being ostentatious.
I think Ion is going to step forward to him and extend his hand out before saying, "I want to live. What can I do for you to make that happen?"
Oh. And you watch him look at himself, and you watch as, like, in the same way the dragons had. Kind of this cascading, rippling, as you watch, like, the tips of his fingers, and he looks and he goes, I guess that's me now. And he clenches, and you watch as it looks like the skin on him is starting to almost, like, boil away and be replaced by blood that never quite drips from his hands. He goes, and you watch as, like, sheer willpower wills him back into a normal form. And he goes, guess this is it. Fine. Let's make a deal. And you see him look at you and he goes, you want this. You want this. And in a moment, you see that, like, what you're looking at is a projection of what he wants. This is not a reality. This is something extraplanar, a pocket dimension that he is slowly containing and keeping encased. And he goes, fine. But you need to die first. Not easy. No simple routes, no tricks, no playing it off. You want everything this comes with, and I need more than me and him.
Ion rips the mind ring, the mind ring stone from his finger and throws it at him. No tricks. He extends his hand again. What can you do to let me live? How do I need to die? I want to live.
Then die a hero. Not for yourself, not for this. Because I'll know. I know everything.
What's your name?
It doesn't matter anymore. I don't have a name. I don't get a name.
Come up with one. Everybody, you see yourself what's
This
going
is-
on out there.
This is my doing. I am a calamity upon this world.
What did you do?
I did what I had to. I kept it together.
Start from the beginning.
Do you know what gods do? Do you know what they're like?
I got a good idea.
Great.
But you can fill me in as you tell me everything else while you're having your freak out. It's not really helping here right now.
We stopped them. No more meddling in our world. We thought it was a simple solution.
Who's them? You're giving me half answers.
All of them. There's
Who's them?
no gods. And you watch him like reach out and he runs his fingers along space, and you watch as the world around you ripples, and you can see the planet beneath you and everything that cascades out from it. We stopped them from meddling. No more elves killing people for their sick little science. No more dragonborn being forced into servitude from the playthings of gods. But that's the thing. We didn't want what you want. We wanted it to stop. And now, something needs to replace them. So, you want what you want, I'll give it to you. But I need you to stand for something, because that's not how it works. I thought every book I'd read, every piece of knowledge I had was what made me special and great. It means something needs to keep it. My friend thought he was all there was to be for magic, the top wizard. Well, great, something has to bind it. So, go out there and die for something that's worthwhile. That's what we did. And I'll give you what you want. Name your price. Name what you stand for, and I'll give it to you. But understand, death is not the price. It's the toll to get on the ferry. The price you pay is when you get to the other side.
So you're telling me you've made this mess and your friend, and now it's my job to fix it. If I die a hero, I can deal with this.
Not all of it. A portion of it.
Oh yeah, you're not all of it, because you're going to help me. Right now, I have to see people who I generally don't care about risk their lives to save others, not give a damn about themselves, when they should be caring about themselves. And what I'm gathering is that you and your buddy, wherever he may be, causing all of this. So when I die, and I'm going to do something great, but once not care about myself, I'm coming back here. We're going to finish this conversation. Because, great, I got to kill myself to see whoever your name is. You know what? Let's call you Fred. Because you don't seem to want to give me a name. Let's call you Fred for now. When I get back here, we're fixing this with wherever your friend is. You and whatever insanities else you want to show me. Remember my name, Ion.
Remember your name, because you won't. And he reaches out a hand to you.
He clasps his hand. Even though he has a 10 in strength, he grips it and sinks like the draconic claws that, if they're still there, into his hand.
You find yourself standing back on the beach. This isn't a like you took off and now you're standing. You haven't taken off yet. You haven't cast fly yet. You're standing back on the beach. The thing about earthquakes and the shuddering that's going on in the mountain is it has ripple-on effects. The guards have closed the gate because there's an uneasiness as the ground shakes. And the furthest ship from you, of the 5, slides back a little bit. And it keels slightly to the side as the ground heaves under it. And there's a sound of wood ripping as it slides against a reef. Depending on how you strike the hull of a ship, it can take hours to sink. It can take days if done right. But if you hit it just right, all that pressure, all that force, there's time for screams, there's time for a little bit of chaos and panic, and within 2 minutes, the ship's beneath the seas. There's now 4 ships left on the ocean, or on the beach. Panic is starting to set in. Because even though they're on the other side of a wall, it's hard to miss a large merchant ship suddenly disappearing. People begin to bang on the walls and scream and yell and plead and beg. And then you hear somebody yell it from the other side. There's monsters.
Do we see monsters? Yeah, do we see any?
Not from where you are, not yet.
Can I go up to Dune and I hop on their back and I smack their back, casting fly on them, and I just point to wherever the person's yelling at and I say, "Go!"
Hold on.
As you guys crest up into the air, kind of like getting a better look at what's going on, you can see there's like kind of it's like a wave of these creatures. You can't quite make out what they are, that are kind of like sweeping in towards the crowd. It looks like a remnant of something, some kind of shadowy monster. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait till next week to figure out what they are.
Oh, David, no. Not okay. I'm not okay.
I love cliffhangers.
You've been playing Final Fantasy 14. That's
I
an
haven't
Endwalker
actually.
moment.
That is a Rift Walker moment.
That is an Endwalker moment. For those who've played Endwalker, you know the scene I'm talking about. Like,
I was like, David, pop up. Like, wow, just let him go. Let him go.
Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out with us for the last few hours. to the amazing people who've donated a ton of money to Make-A-Wish and to making this amazing event happen. I want to say thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to my amazing players for letting me tell this fantastic story and for being such an engaging part of this fantastic story. Tank, to you and your community who are hanging out on YouTube, huge thank you. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on all of this. Guys that have come in and hung out, to the raids that have shown up. We are Legends of Logomancy. This is the third part of a 4-part series for Roll for Wishes called Isle of Lundr. We're raising money to help some kids get the absolute best of their lives, to start the journey of healing both mentally and physically, and to really make an impact on families' lives. I have been joined by the amazing Neon Graffiti, who's playing Dune, Geek Baker, who's playing Lilianas, Jackie Skyknight will be back next week playing Yema, Fairlee Weatherby is played by Pixie Riot, Ion, our amazing god wannabe, is played by Raising Dragon 95, and of course Horus is portrayed by the fantastic Tank Tolman, who has been a lovely addition to this, and I am loving every bit of it. Dungeon Scrollers! Oh no, we're just about to do the same thing. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Raid trade.
That's cool.
We're going to be sending out the love really quickly here, actually, to another group. I'm trying to see if we've got somebody in the community who is streaming right now. I'm just scrolling up.
You got this. We believe in you. Hi, everybody. We love that you tuned in. Sorry it's at the end.
Yeah. Again, thank you, everyone who's tuned in, and all the ampersands. We're going to send the love over to them. Give me a second to get...
Ampersands!
Get the raid energy going.
Raid,
Let's go!
All the ampersands. I can't type. Okay, yeah, so we're going to be sending love over to all the ampersands who has been fundraising with us as well. So when you arrive, give them all your love, give them all your passion, give them all your glory. And all your money.
Yeah. All your money, yes.
Our goal is to raise a whole bunch of money for Make-A-Wish, so keep the love going if you are looking to go over there. Again, from the bottom of my heart and from everyone here currently on stream and behind the scenes of Logomancy, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. And we will see you back here next week and go from there. You guys have a fantastic night.
Bye. Hammer.